And only chief and uncle. How are you, sir?
We thank God Almighty always. How are you?
Good, good. Oluwaseun, we thank God. God is good.
Eku Paremo.
Our year it's been a great planning, and thank you so much for agreeing to speak at the event. And
Ah, who am I? Who am I to say no?
we're grateful. We're grateful. So I'm
Yeah.
live now on. I hope you guys can hear us on Clubhouse. If you can just drop a message if you can
I'm
hear me on
just going
Clubhouse.
to my clubhouse now.
Okay.
So clubhouse. Let me see. Have you sent me any link or any
Yes,
invite or anything?
I sent you a link. I sent
Eh,
you a link. Yes. We're streaming on LinkedIn and my Facebook as well.
I
Um,
can't see.
I sent you a link. Welcome everybody. I
Mhm.
check your WhatsApp. I sent you on WhatsApp.
Oh, on my WhatsApp.
Yeah. Yes, on your WhatsApp. I sent you the link. Okay,
Wow.
Pastor Benga, I can see you. Mr. Sam, how are you today? Good to see you. Dr. Moses. Okay, well, a few of us here, but
Okay, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. We have Chief Dele Momodu here, the publisher of Vision magazine. And we're going to be, he's also one of our speakers. We started this yesterday. We had interview with about three of our speakers. So today we're focusing more on Chief Dele Momodu, just like a pre-event interview to get to know what people should expect at the event holding Saturday, 17th of September. And the good news is that the long holiday is starting due to the death of the Queen. Monday 19th is banker holiday, so people can have time to come on Saturday for the event. So I'm going to, start with you, Chief. How?
My
Because
clubhouse. Is there any way you can find me directly on Clubhouse and invite me? The phone I'm using
can,
for Clubhouse, I
can
haven't
you?
got WhatsApp on it, so I cannot use the link.
No problem. Can you follow me at Stephen Akita on Clubhouse? Because I can only invite you if you follow me.
Yeah. I would like you to
Stephen
start
Akintayo
with
on Clubhouse.
just click on the link and
Yes,
join the
Stephen
event.
Akintayo. No, he's already using the phone that I sent the link to him.
Stephen,
So
Stephen Akintayo.
yes, one word, Stephen Akintayo.
Okay, I've seen you. I'm following you now.
Okay, let me see if I can invite you.
So I'm going on Twitter space now. And you are Stephen
Okay.
Akintayo also on Twitter.
Dr. S. Akintayo, Peter. Dr. S. Akintayo.
Okay, I've joined you now. I'm in the room.
Okay. On Twitter.
Everyone.
Okay. So you've joined us on Clubhouse, yes. I
Clubhouse.
can see you on Clubhouse.
Yes,
So
I've joined you on that. So I'm going on Twitter now
okay.
to join you on Twitter space.
Twitter.
What's your Twitter space?
My Twitter handle is Dr. S. Akintayo. Dr. D.R.S. Akintayo.
Dr.
S.D.R.S. Akintayo. D.R.S. Akintayo.
S. Akintayo.
Mm.
Okay, I've seen you.
Mm.
I'm following you. So, how do I now see you?
Okay.
Okay. Hello, can you see me on Twitter Space at all?
On Twitter Space, let me see. I can see that you are following me, but I'm not sure you started the event.
Let's see.
Let me see.
Okay, let me just do something.
Okay, I think you've retweeted.
No, what I will do is I am going, I retweeted. I am going on Twitter Space and then.
Yeah, my team is already doing Periscope, so I've seen that you retweeted it.
Global Well, let me just write it. Global Wealth Festival. I will start it from my end. Global
Yes, better.
Wealth Festival, London.
Okay.
Yeah, people are joining. I've seen Omojua. Hello, Professor Jafet Omojua. Before I forget, I hope Prof, we're able to do breakfast tomorrow morning. I need to see you tomorrow morning, please, if you can. So you let me know. Okay, I'm already on Twitter Space now. If you can find me.
Okay.
Yeah, people are joining already.
Yes, I've seen that. Let me see. Okay. I hope it won't be echoing.
No, I don't think so. I can hear some echo from your end. I don't think so.
Yes, so there'll be echoing. There'll be echo.
I can hear some echo from your end. If you reduce the volume of all the other, if you reduce the volume. No, if you reduce the
Is it
volume
better
of
now?
all the other, if you reduce the volume.
Because I'm also on Clubhouse. I'm trying to do Clubhouse here. But I
My
think we should
Clubhouse,
just do
I've taken
Twitter
down the
Space.
volume of my phone. I am live on Facebook now as well. My Clubhouse, I've taken down the volume of my phone. It's echoing from your end.
Yeah, let me leave Clubhouse and just because Twitter Space we have more following. Let me just stick to Twitter Space.
Yeah, Clubhouse, we're only about 3 there. So
yeah,
we're only about 3. I told you.
Okay.
So let's take out Clubhouse then.
Okay, beautiful. So I think we're good. We're good to go.
Yeah, I'm off Clubhouse now. So
yes, we're good to go.
So I'm on Facebook. I am on Instagram, and I am on Twitter Space.
Yes, my team is also on Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube's, and then we're here. So we're good to go. This is good.
Fantastic.
This is good. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this pre-event for the Global Wealth Festival London. And our keynote speaker is Chief Dele Momodu. So this is like a pre-event interview with him. We're going to be having a great time in London with Chief Dele Momodu. One of the things that I have had to reiterate that our generation need to invest in is tapping into the wisdom of those who have gone ahead. Very powerful. I was hearing Queen Elizabeth, I think she said that dad said that if you go back into the past, you see the future clearly, right? If you go back into the past, you see the future clearly. And if Chief Dele Momodu had to start Ovation here in London, practically from zero, many years ago, obviously there's a whole lot of lesson for young entrepreneurs who are either in London or any part of the world on how do you start a global brand from nothing. What are the steps? What do you do? And in his own case, he was even running away from something. His life was at stake, running away, and then you are in a strange land, and then you start something that has become a global phenomenon. You were sending me yesterday the contract you signed with CNN, where they are going to be using the footage you got for Queen Elizabeth when she visited Nigeria. That company literally started here in London with zero. So my first question will be, why was entrepreneurship the option when you were running away from the Abacha era? I mean, you could have focused more on protecting yourself, being sure that they don't catch you in London that you've run to. Instead, you're starting a global magazine. Why was entrepreneurship the only option for you that time?
It would interest you to know that it was not an option.
Okay.
The idea was not originally mine. You see, that's why I always advise people, including our political leaders, to always listen to other people. Politicians sometimes feel they know everything. Nobody knows everything. If possible, listen to your houseboy. Your houseboy will be the one who will turn around your fortune. Now, I found myself in London. I was in big trouble, on the run from Nigeria. And 3 months down the line, I had no job. I had no business. And I went to visit my first cousin, Segun Fatoye, who is about 10 years younger than me. And after dinner, he asked me, he said, so what will you be doing in London now that Abacha does not seem to be going anywhere? I said, I have no idea. He said, Oga, there is no big man in London. London is not a place where you can survive if you don't have an income. So since you are a damn good journalist back home, so what is stopping you from starting a publication? And I told him, of course, money. Then he said that, won't you see what is chasing you before you start running? This guy is full of wisdom. Wisdom runs in our family. We don't have any millionaire, no billionaire in my family. We're all scholars. We have our brains intact. So this was how the idea started. He said, we should try and set up a business plan. So that was the first thing we did. Then we realized that we need about 150,000 pounds to start small scale. And if you had sold our family from first generation to the last generation, there was nowhere to get that kind of money from. So that was enough to discourage anybody. But we had abundant faith in God and in our ability to make the impossible possible. You see, what you must have first is your passion, then you must have your preparation, and you must have the readiness.
Yes.
There is a process. you must follow in every
Yes.
business. We have the passion. I'm a journalist. I made a name before fleeing Nigeria at the age of 35. I was 35 at the time. I'm 62 today. So God had prepared me for the journey. I was into celebrity journalism. I'd worked for most celebrities from 1982 to that point when I left Nigeria in 95. So you can see the period of preparation. I'd worked at the age of 23 as a private secretary to the former deputy governor of Ondo State when Ondo was one state before it became Ondo. So I was private secretary at the age of 23. At the age of 25, 26, I was working for the Ooni of Ife, Oba Okunade Shijuade Olubushe II. So you can imagine how young I was. So through him, I started making contacts and started meeting celebrities from all over the world. The Palace of Ife had always been a beehive of activities. So he taught me how to navigate my way between political leaders. Obashijo Ade was extremely close to the Awolowo family.
Yes.
At the same time, he was also close to the Shagari people.
Yes.
So between UPN and MPN, you can imagine how he navigated his way. So I learned that from him. And through him, I realized that political leaders don't fight.
Yes, they
In
don't.
fact, when leaders meet, they embrace. But come on social media, you will see people attacking themselves, abusing their fathers, their mothers, and everything.
Yes.
So I knew very early in life that don't kill yourself for anybody. Mind your own business as much as you can. You know. So that was that. So for me, I was prepared. So the only issue was money. And so we got the company registered. I approached my bank, National Westminster Bank, and requested for a loan. Of course, they declined because I had no history, no record of doing business in the UK.
Yes.
But my uncle, Chief Ezekiel Olasumoye Fatoye, who is Shegun's dad, he had retired. Of course, he had little savings. And he was ready to just put out.
Yes.
Okay. I'll make it quick so that we don't deliver all the lecture today. Anyway, I will say I started by listening to a simple advice from my cousin, Shegun Fatoye.
Yes.
He was the one who said that we should, I needed to do something for myself. Otherwise, I will end up washing plates or even dead bodies.
So and you listen to him and that's how you. But how did the idea of Ovation and what was the initial intention and what was the monetization strategy you thought of? Or
you see, the original idea for Ovation started in 1991 after I left my job at ASIC magazine, you know, where I was the highest paid in Nigeria at the time. I lost my job and I had to resign. So I needed to do something. I did my business plan. I approached a number of people, and a very, very wealthy, stupendously wealthy Nigerian was ready to invest in the business. You see, this is why I describe myself as a child of destiny. And everything went smoothly until the day we had our meeting, which was supposed to be like our first board meeting. And he asked me about the ownership structure. And I told him he was going to be our chairman, I was going to be managing director, and two of my friends and colleagues were going to be executive directors, Kayode Ajala of Hinton and Dotun Lukoya was going to be the director of production. And the chairman said, look, I don't operate like that. You, I know, I'm ready to work with you. The others, I don't know. And I told him I already made promises to you guys, and I can't go back on my word. I'm like that. And you won't believe it, I lost a fantastic deal just because of my stubbornness. I stood my ground. I said, I already gave, and I'm not going to dump any other person for self-preservation would have gone ahead without them. Say, look, I won't let it disturb me. And the man just stretched out his hand and said, have a nice day. And that was the end of the business.
Wow. Wow.
Do it in 1991. I never knew the would come back because I went to another investor. I can mention his name, Kola Biola. So I went to Kola, said, please, I have this idea for a magazine project, Ovation, blah, blah, blah. Kola liked it. But Kola told me clearly that despite the fact that he likes it, he would not want to offend his dad because his dad was already a publishing the Concord newspaper group, and that he does not want anything that would appear like he's trying to compete with his dad. So that was how Kola got out of it as well. So Kola was my last hope. So then, yes, you can see that in life you have to go through so much. You know, my trajectory had always been a child of destiny and diversity. So after that, Kola saw that I was very disappointed. So he then asked me, is there nothing else we can do together? And I asked him, like what? And he said, like public relations. I said, oh, of course, that's my first love. I was born a PR person, you know? So he said, if that is while I was in exile in London in 1996, 5 years after. God said, time. One of my partners who was supposed to start with us in London, he pulled out. He said, my ideas were too fantastic. How can we, because we were able to raise about 20,000 pounds out of 150. And here I was saying we should go and get a beautiful office in Docklands for 14,000. And people didn't understand the motive behind such a stupid move. How can you spend on just an office space, you know? But the guy is that I've worked with very influential people in the past, and I know that big people don't do business with poor people.
Hey, deep.
Let's next. Perception is everything in business.
Yes.
When we started, we could have said, oh, we are black people, let's go to Peckham or Brixton or Hackney or any of those places that were predominantly black. No, we wanted to go to a place where once you mention your address alone will open doors.
Wow.
Yes, that's what we did. And, you know, we went to Docklands. We were among the first 3 Nigerian companies in Docklands at the time, very close to the Canary Wharf. You know?
Wow.
Yes, and everybody started coming to visit us there. Everybody wanted to see this office in Docklands. You mean with offices, you know, there was George Noah and Richie Dale Johnson, there was Femi Babalola, and then there was Ovation International at the Beaufort Court. Beautiful environment, extremely beautiful. You know, that was how we started.
But tragedy struck, I think, day one when you opened the office. There was a fire incident.
There was a bomb explosion next door. And I started running helter skelter. I was shouting Abacha, Abacha. I thought Abacha had located where I was. You know, live.
Well, guys, those of you who are watching us, I'm live with Chief Dele Momodu. This is a pre-event for the Global World Festival taking place here in London, Saturday, 17th September. The event starts 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're having Chief Dele Momodu keynote speaker. We're having Alexandra Musu. We're having Pastor Toby Adeboyega. We are having myself. We're having Daniel Moses and several other great speakers. About 20 different speakers. And then in the evening, between 7 to 10, we're having a networking dinner. So here you'll be able to meet us in person. We're moving from table to table. Sheilo, Role. We'll have a jazz band who is going to be performing at the dinner 7 to 10. You can get your tickets to be part of this life-changing event where you will be learning stories, success stories of how people have done it. Most people don't even know the Ovation started in London, and from there went global. You're going to be learning from a whole lot of successful guys here. However, the good news is also the event is hybrid. In other words, you can join physically, you can join virtually as well. So visit the website www.globalworldfestival.com or go to Eventbrite to get a ticket. If you use the coupon code London, you're going to be getting a 50% discount today. So you can use the coupon code. The coupon code is the one word London, and you can get discount for yourself if you're doing that right now. Again, www.globalworldfestival.com. So I was asking earlier, what was the monetization concept? How was this idea of Vision? How was it going to make money? Or money wasn't, behind,
Of course, the soul of every business is money.
Yeah.
Man who is down fears no fall.
Mm.
We were down. We had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So it was a kamikaze plunge. We had to take. So the risk factor in business is number one.
Yeah.
There are no guarantees that if you have $1 million, your business will survive. That's why when some people say, "Oh, Dele Momodu, what you are doing is easy," I say, "Okay, so how come you are not doing it? If it's something you should do it."
Yes.
When we started, for example, the most expensive magazine in Nigeria was selling for 20 naira. And Ovation started from 150 naira. And people say nobody will buy it.
Wow.
So you can imagine, times 7.5. We got away with it. Today we sell for 2,000 naira. In fact, at a point we were selling at 2,500 naira per copy.
Wow.
But because of the economic situation in the country, so we had to bring it down, to 2,000 so that more people will be able to afford it. In Abuja, some vendors will sell for even as high as 3,000, 4,000. It's every edition of Ovation is like diamond. It's a collector's item. It's something you will sell. You used to sell granite. You will not tear Ovation. You will never see a copy of Ovation. So go and sell granite or go and sell roasted corn or bolly, So we were delivering on quality. Till today, I've been with the same printers in Enfield, England, for over 20 years. Same printers.
Wow.
So because the quality is what we sell. That's one. Number two is that when we started, we were doing a lot of free events.
Okay.
So what we did, our strategy was, let's get people addicted to it. So when you dictate the price to them,
yes,
fans love to invest in what they will pay.
Yeah.
As long as they love it. So we got them. Another thing was to attract women. Any product that can get the support of women will succeed.
Wow.
I'm giving
How did you not get the women folk?
the first edition of Ovation. We had what we call 100 stormy Nigerian women. So we had a list of who,
Wow.
Nigeria, at that time, the
Yes.
Miriam Babangidas, the Abachas,
Wow.
the Folawiyos, the Bola Shagayas, the Caroline Akinloyes, all
Yeah.
the Ike Akondes, the Alakijas, all of them,
Mm. Mm.
Anjuma, so definitely, once your name appears in a publication, you will go and check it out. And what we did was also to globalize it. The
Yes.
first man on our cover was Muhammad Al Fayed, the owner of Harrods in Knightsbridge.
Wow.
Even when he saw we sent him copies, he
Yes.
wrote a letter to me, an ovation for ovation. And he said, a basket of champagne, of wine, of chocolates from Harrods.
Wow.
He had never imagined anyone could write such a beautiful story about him. So
Wow.
he gave us, this bright idea. Nigerians, and we're very tenacious,
Mm-hmm.
very focused, we were passionate. So
Mm.
that was it.
So for me how was it your relationship with MKO that opened you up with, because the idea was so brilliant. I always share this with how even though they just left Nigeria, how if you go to South Africa, ShopRite is patronized by the poorest of the poor. But ShopRite coming to Nigeria and staying at Lekki for 5 years before they then went round made it to look like this is for the big boys. So everybody looked up to it. And of course, when they now even spread, it still didn't matter. Nobody still saw ShopRite as a poor man's store. And I see the same model with Ovation. Ovation was so up there. I mean, we never were able to even afford it growing up. We just watch it on newsstands or when we go to a rich, or when we visit those who are very wealthy. You watch the whole time, and I used to have those dreams that one of these days. It's even to meet the people on Ovation. I didn't know I would be on Ovation. It's even to meet maybe one of these, people that are being put on Ovation. So how was the strategy of saying we'll reach the 1% of the 1%? Was that intentional or it just happened?
Let me tell you, I keep referring to the word destiny. When we started, there was no strategy because we did not have the funding required to run a normal company. So
Yes.
it's a forever fight.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
We don't have a choice. We must survive.
Yeah.
So it was more survival instinct. But we did some things. Number one, we knew we needed to target the A list. That was our strategy. That target those who can afford this product. It's not a local. You are going to pay in London, pay your pound sterling. You are going to pay for freight, so pay company in forex. You are going to Lagos to do the clearing first.
Yeah.
So that took a hell of money from us. Then you are going to distribution nationwide.
Yes.
Then sending to a lady in New York. So when New York, so she has to do the clearing and send to different parts. We have to carry the magazine from Lagos, go through Cotonou to Lomé, cross the border to Ghana, and you are paying at every point.
Wow.
So you can't afford not to sell every copy. So, but God so good. At some point, we started doing weddings, and wedding became the money spinner.
Yes.
And luckily, Nigerians are the most flamboyant people on earth. So the magazine was appealing to the vanity of Africans. We love good life. We work
Yes.
so hard and
Yeah.
even harder.
Yeah.
So that was what happened. We were fortunate. And then we had this slogan that if your event is not innovation, if your wedding is not innovation, you may have to do it again. So it became a snob appeal. If your wedding
Wow.
innovation till today, it's like you've wasted your money, because ovation helps you to preserve the history, the record of that.
Yeah. Yes.
I have in my drawer here, I mean, if you see magazines that we produced 26 years ago, you might
Wow.
as well think they were produced today. Just let me open my drawer and bring you a few samples. You'll be surprised.
Wow.
Yeah, so it became a magazine for the high and mighty,
Yes.
for the rich and famous.
Mm.
So where I've been in the world, that okay, the very first one here, what year was this? This is recent. This is Dr. Mike Adenuga being decorated by President Emmanuel Macron of France.
Yes.
Got the highest national honor. So it's only ovation that you see, but you can see how neat, how new it is. Yes, you can see it. I will show you the very first edition of Ovation. I'm sure
Wow.
you can find it somewhere, but I will just show you as I see them. This is what here. Imagine this magazine is exactly 20 years old. You can see JJ.
Wow. Wow.
The
Wow.
paper, you can see Mrs. Abafolawiyo at 60. She has just celebrated 80.
Yeah, yes, 80. That's true.
Yeah, so
Wow.
how ovation helps you to preserve your history. You can see Pastor Ashimolu on top somewhere there.
Yeah.
See, this is 20 years ago. Pastor Ashimolu at that time, he had brought Mary to London. Then look at this. Senator Daisy Danjuma just celebrated her 70th birthday. This was her 50th birthday on the cover. You can see General T.Y. Danjuma.
Yes, I can see.
So if your event was not here, how are we going to see it now? So Ovation created and built a new class of celebrities because we didn't have them. They will not appear on the cover of Hello or OK.
Yeah.
Or even Ebony, which is supposed to be a black magazine in America. But Ovation all that. So now look at this history. You can see Ovation joins the Emir of Kano, Oni of Ife, and the Obi of Achala. I think it's supposed to be Igwe anyway. At launch in House of Lords. You can see this is 20 years ago. Look at that history. You had the Emir of Adobairo, you had the Igwe of Achala, you have the Oni of Ife in the middle.
Wow.
And look at the former First Lady of Nigeria, Stella Obasanjo, with Bill Clinton and Jesse Jackson. This was in Chicago 20 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's history. Now, let me pick another one. Oh, wow. This is getting interesting. We have, this is the only cover of Ovation that had 3 different First Ladies of Nigeria at once. Look at Mrs. Miriam Babangida and President Ibrahim Babangida on this cover. They are on the main cover.
Yes.
So this is history. Let's see the year. What year is this? Yes, the year is a bit dark. So this is a very old mag. It's interesting. Wow. 1999. Can you believe this?
Wow.
This is a 1999 magazine. And
Wow.
that's Stella Obasanjo there.
Yeah.
This is Mrs. Miriam Babangida. Mrs. Miriam
Abacha.
Mrs. Miriam Babangida and President Babangida.
Yeah.
And that's about Kwadisi again on the cover.
Yeah.
So imagine anybody will pay 1 million naira today, the family, just to have this edition if they don't have it again. Because,
Right.
yes. And this is a world exclusive for us. World exclusive. Miriam Babangida's first pictures after her Paris operation. She spoke to us exclusively.
Wow.
That's to tell you the influence of Ovation, the access that we enjoy. Because people know that Ovation does not fight anybody. We don't abuse people. It's a policy that Feel Good magazine is an act. And people used to tell us that the classic definition is news, is bad news. That sell. Not sell.
That's true.
Because it is not abusing, it is not attacking people.
Yeah.
You understand?
But yes. But you sold.
Yes, they sold out. Let me show you another one that will interest you. This is history. So when you're asking about our monetization strategy, God just gave it to us. Nigerians party 24/7 every day of the year. How young Mrs.
Wow. Wow.
Can you believe this?
Wow.
How young even Daddy was at the time. Chief Abdurazaki.
Yeah.
You can see. So let me look at the year. This is also 20 years ago.
Wow. This is powerful.
Yeah. So we had Muhammad Ali on the cover. When he turned 60, we covered it. We had exclusive pictures of Chief Bola Ige's last outing in America before his assassination. Wow. So you can see that this is an historical publication. It preserved. We had the hottest South African play. You must see Umoja. You must have heard of Umoja in those days, you know. This was 20 years ago.
Wow.
So, yeah. It's incredible. Incredible.
Now, it is.
Yeah, I'll give you examples because I'm getting very excited about this. We have some of our iconic covers. This is one of the best we ever did. It was done with laminated paper. This is not a gloss, a normal gloss. With money we invested. That is the secret of the success. You must invest in quality. It costs money to produce this. So this is the House of Gold. And minus the side cover. That cover was devoted to the House of Gold in Maiduguri, owned by Maideribe, Alhaji Maideribe. You can see the bedroom, you can see the living room, even the Persian rugs were inscribed on them with 22 karat gold. Yes, I think this must be the most expensive or an exclusive home in Nigeria. So foreigners started saying that Nigeria is not synonymous with bad news, because before most news about Nigeria was always bad news. So we changed that perception. Of course, I believe this is our most iconic cover. Ambassador Chief Dende Fernandez Antonio. Yes, this is the man, Ajini Jimmy Ogun, and we had to go and photograph his house. The entire magazine, the cover is for him. There is no other person on the cover. Yes, this took a lot to produce, and I think we wrote it, we published in English. That's another thing. We experimented a lot, English, French, Portuguese, and we got my late friend, Femi Shegu, to do the translations for us at the time. You know, beautiful weddings, Bodio Deyemi and his wife, Deola, you know, big weddings in this edition. Then see Dubai. Before people started going to Dubai, we were in Dubai to market Dubai to Nigeria.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, you can see it. We changed
Wow.
and die to see Dubai and die. We were very audacious. Our audacity was bigger than the audacity of Barack Obama. Look at you. It's rare to find this kind of picture. General Overseer, Pastor Adeboye, and
Yes.
you can see we were on the same cruise ship from
Mm.
Florida. We went to Cozumel, Mexico. We went to Cayman Islands, and where else? We went to Ochurios in Jamaica.
Wow.
Yes. So we worked very hard. We worked very, very, very hard to make sure
Did
that
you
the
did,
ovation.
when you were doing all of this, did you envisage that 25 years later, um, young people will be telling you stories like the one I'm telling you about? We watching, and aspiring, and how, it was a magazine that gave us the hope, the dreams, the aspiration that one day we're going to be successful. One day, we had. Did you ever thought of that level of impact, on the next generation?
I've never doubted the impact we could make in journalism, even ever before Ovation came into existence. I left
Yes.
Nigeria 95. I was already one of the most expensive journalists in Nigeria. I was one
Mm-hmm.
of the most influential. I had my wedding at the age of 32. The wedding was
Mm.
attended by MTO Abiola, Chief Gani Faweimi, Chief Alex Akinyele, that level, that caliber of men of
Mm.
caliber, So
Mm-hmm.
for me, if you do your job well, there is no way God will not be kind to you. Because when
Yes.
I don't ask God, I want to sleep in bed and let manna fall on me. I tell God,
Mm.
bless my hard work, bless
Yeah.
the hands, this is one of our best editions, the Abacha. This is the most controversial edition ever. The
Okay.
wedding of the Abacha daughters, Zainab and Gumsu. And,
Yeah.
because I fled Nigeria under Abacha, people felt, oh, how can you cover? A lot of our people go to church, they go to mosque, but they can't forgive.
Mm.
That's the biggest problem we face in Nigeria. So much bitterness. You see some people are
Mm.
queen. Hey, the queen. Why are we celebrating the queen?
Exactly. Exactly. I saw that as
Try
well.
to look for the good in people more than at the bad in people.
Mm. Mm.
You have
Mm.
offended
Mm.
me, I'm willing
Mm.
to forgive you. I
Yeah.
did not forget, but I'm not going to use it again. I'm not a vindictive person.
Mm.
I am. I just do my own thing the way God has sent me to do it.
Mm.
So I went, we covered the event, and you will not believe it. This edition, people told me that Nigerians have decided that they will not buy Ovation again because I covered. So, you know me, I have a good sense of humor. I then asked them, I said, which town hall the Nigerians meet to decide on that? You know, so,
Where did they meet and agree that they will?
Nigerians just generalize. It's just like they will tell you now. Nigerians have decided that the next president of Nigeria is Lagbaja. I laugh. Where did you meet them? That they told you that. So that is it for the very first edition. I'm sure we will.
Wow. So, guys, those of you watching us or listening to us, we're live with Chief Dele Momodu, and this is like just a tips of what you're going to be enjoying during the Global World Festival
I
taking
can't
place in London.
see ordinary paper. This is the very first edition of Ovation. This
Wow.
is 26 years old.
Wow. So that's the man you said you made.
That's Mohammed Al Fayed, the owner of Harrods then.
Where is he from? What country?
It was an Egyptian. It was from Egypt.
Oh, I see. So it fits into that kind of narrative.
That's the father of Dodi Fayed who wanted to marry Princess Diana.
Oh,
Very wealthy man, very, very wealthy man.
wow.
Yeah. And then I
Wow.
show you one of our most iconic editions. This is the second ovation ever. That's sealed on the cover, the singer.
Yeah.
And this brought us so much attention from the world media because they
Wow.
didn't know he's Nigerian. They thought he was Jamaican or Brazilian.
Oh, Seal is a Nigerian. I see.
You don't know,
I've
yeah?
known that.
His sister lives in, Mrs. Adibowale lives in Nigeria.
Wow.
Yes, and their mother lived, the mom had him in England and then
Okay.
came back to Nigeria. So
Wow.
we now got an interview with the mom, and that was huge. I'm looking for something. Oh, they've taken my lights. It should be back in 1 second.
No problem.
So please bear with me, my dear
No
listener.
problem. So, guys, all of you listening to us or watching us live with Chief Dele Momodu, this is a pre-event show. We are having a conference, Global World Festival, London. Thank my goodness, the event is a hybrid event, so we're doing both virtually and physically in London at Millennium Gloucester Hotel, Kensington. You can get a ticket either to attend the physical version or virtual version on www.globalworldfestival.com. The date is Saturday, 17th September 2022. Also, you can get tickets on Cocoa Bar or Eventbrite. However, for all of you watching us or listening to us, if you use the coupon code London, you will be getting a 50% discount to be part of the event. So conference starts 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then dinner starts from 7 to 10 p.m. We're having other great speakers. Alexandra Musu, you can Google the guy's name, amazing gentleman. We're having Pastor Toby Adeboyega. We're having myself, Stephen Akintayo, Daniel Moses, and several amazing speakers. Daniel Moses was an Uber driver in London and has built over £7 million in real estate asset in just less than 6 years. He's going to be sharing his story. Chief Dele Momodu will tell you how he started Ovation from zero, here in London. Date is Saturday, 17th September 2022. So go get a ticket right now. You can get 50% on the ticket. www.globalworldfestival.com. Again, www.globalworldfestival.com. Get your ticket on that website or just go to Eventbrite and use the coupon code London, LONDON, and you get a 50% discount. The coupon code ends today. So go use it right now. If you use it after today, you won't get that offer. And like I said, it's a hybrid event, virtual and physical. So you can watch from anywhere in the world, or if you're in London, you can join us physically in London. So it's going to be really, really life changing. Let me show you the flyer. So those are our keynote speakers here. And then these are our panelists. We have some other panelists we've not put here. We have about 20 speakers in all. Live, powerful event you don't want to miss. So what is the role, as we begin to wrap up, of mentorship in business success? Because you obviously had mentorship, and you had a lot of it. Can you share with us how mentorship can help entrepreneurs move to the next level?
Okay, let me break it down.
Mm.
Let me break it down. Mentorship is not always by having a direct mentor. You can have a mentor.
Mm.
I started having mentorship via books. In those days, movies were not popular, documentaries were not popular.
Yeah.
But virtually every part of the world by reading.
Mm.
I knew about Singapore by reading about Lee Kuan Yew. I knew about China by reading about Chairman Mao. I knew Mahatma Gandhi in India. I knew the Mwalimu Julius Nyerere in Tanzania. I knew about the Madiba, Nelson Mandela in Africa. I knew about the Osage Efo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana. So I knew about Jomo Kenyatta in Kenya. I knew about James Inga. You know, read a lot of books. I read Ferdinand Oyono, and I knew a lot about Cameroon. I read, I read Mbella Soni Dipoko. I read Meja Nwagi about Kenya. I read Alex Laguma about South Africa. I read Doris Lessing. You know, I read Tino Achebe, and I knew about Igbo culture. I knew, you know, I read Ayikoyama, The Beautiful Ones Are Not Yet Born in Ghana. I read Ngugi wa Thiong'o, Weep Not Child in Kenya. And so for me, that was a form of mentorship. So it inspired me. Wole Soyinka was a lecturer in Ife. He invited his colleagues, two professors, both of them poets, one from Malawi, David Rubadiri. He invited Okot Bitek from Uganda. So education provided the foundation for mentorship and mentoring for me. Then, fortunately, the Yorubas have been saying that if the child knows how to wash his hands clean, he will be elders. So, my father died when I was very young. I was only 13 when my father died. And my mother was a poor, illiterate woman who was selling, she was a petty trader. She was cooking rice and beans and selling to prisoners in Ile-Ife. So you can imagine my background. When my father died, I was in Form 2 going to Form 3. Everything became sad for us. We couldn't pay rent. They chased us out of our house. We had to go and squat in Modakeke with people. So, but those books fired me up. I remember when I was in school, I had a friend, Shegun Lagbaju. We used to sit down and we would take map of the world and we'll be marking it that when we have money in the future, we're going to travel from Lagos to London, from London to Hawaii, to Honolulu, from Honolulu. We didn't even know where we would get the money from. We never get visa. So that's the power of dreams.
Wow.
So mentorship is key. You must read. I will read. I mean, ever before I met Sir Richard Branson, I read his book. So meeting him was a natural. Ever before I met Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II, I mean, I read so much about her. I was a refugee in London, seeking asylum, looking for protection, and God just turned my life around. It's the power of dreams, and I will tell people the best foundation is education. If you don't have education, I beg, you are going to struggle. And I'm not talking about university certificate. It could be just school cert. It could be, but you must be able to read and know about other people and places. So that was what happened in my case. Then I was fortunate as I grew up. I started meeting the Omoborewos, the Oni of Ife. Now I've met 3 Onis in my lifetime. I'm 62 this year. I met the first Oni I met was Obadi Soje Tadineawo Adiremi. After that, Oba Okwade Shijo Ade Olubuse II. After that is Oba Enit Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ojaja II. You know, so I've met most of the kings, the emirs, the sultans. Is it for me? That's part of mentoring. They inspire when you go close to elders. If you are smart, instead of you hating people, what can you gain? I look for the positive in people. What can I gain from you? What can I gain from you? When I go to Babangida, I'm not going to look at the negative. I'm going to look at how has he managed that is it to be relevant till today. There must be something. While we are busy abusing him, everybody is going there. His house is like a Mecca till today. I asked the question, so what makes him tick? What makes him so special? Do you know the secret? When he had the power, he made a lot of people. Can I repeat it? When he had the power, he made a lot of people. So while he might have offended some people,
he empowered a lot of.
them.
One of your mentors here, I think she wants to say something. Yetunde, can you send a request? Yetunde boss line. You want to talk about that you mentored her as well. Yetunde, can you send a request so we can pull you up? So, but what you were not from a rich home, and funny enough, you also started as an employee, as against being a business owner. But strangely, unlike many people, you didn't hate your bosses. You didn't hate, because you see a lot of employees saying, my guy, they are using me. They are, they are doing this. They are, and you also, as I tell you, even start Ovation, we can't say you're a rich man, but and you were from a poor background, but you didn't hate rich people. I always say this to people: you cannot attract what you despised.
You can't.
Right? Why many people never rose to the top, and two poor people can't help themselves. If you think rich people are bad, you can't help another poor man when you are poor. If a poor man has cancer now and needs money, all he needs is money. It's not your friendship. What will keep that person alive is money to have good treatment. And if you're also as poor as the person, the two of you can't help each other. So how did you gain the courage, the wisdom to, see the best in people, promote the best, celebrate the best, that made you to, there is no mortal man alive that is probably even outside, there's no mortal man in Africa, I don't know whether in the whole world, that has met people, great people the way you have. I was still sharing with a friend of mine, said, I wish I met the queen before she died, but I know one person who met her. How were you able to do
it? Let me start by saying I was very fortunate. My parents were very good Christians. My grandparents were very, very good Muslims. So I'm from both backgrounds. My name is Momodu, which translates to Prophet Muhammad. So there is no way I will say because you are a Muslim, then I hate you. When my name is Muslim. My Christian name is Joseph.
Yes.
My father's name is Jacob. You understand? So, number one, because religion is one of the things that can teach you how to be a good person. Some people just go to church, they go to mosque, but they learn. So I don't have to go to church before I practice my faith. One of the biggest injunctions in the Bible, love your neighbor as yourself.
Yes.
Chief Abela will add, not murder yourself. So that's number one. Number two, and which is very important to me, how many times shall I forgive my enemy? And Jesus said 70 times 7 times. You must forgive. So if you say you are a Christian, and you say because Abacha chased you out of Nigeria, then our family will be your enemy for life. Then Christianity is not about going to church.
Mm.
It's about a follower of Christ and an imitator of Christ. You must imitate Christ. So for me, I will even make it more practical. Had I not fled to London, I don't think I'll be where I am today. So God can turn anything around. That look, instead of you bemoaning, I was reading comments. People were attacking each other, attacking me. Why are you celebrating the Queen? Colonialism. We all read the history. You didn't read more history more than me. Colonialism. I have moved on. Far enough to know that I am here by accident of birth. The fact that I'm in today. If ever I come back to this world, I don't know where I'm going to land. Maybe it's going to be in Sri Lanka. Nobody chooses where he was born.
Yes.
So that is what has influenced me.
Yeah.
I am so free-spirited. Everybody is my friend. Today, Gunso Abacha is my friend. The mom saw me the other day.
Yes, I saw that. She was so excited to get your number.
Everybody's excited to see me because they know I have a free soul. You can hate me, I don't mind, but I won't hate you. That's my philosophy of life. And I sleep soundly and sonorously every night. I'm not worried about my enemy. I know it's not.
Powerful. Today I'm not the host. Bob D is the host. So
I've been searching for a friend. Okay, I've seen her now.
Yes.
I've seen her.
It's what you've said is very powerful. I sometimes people ask me something, I say pure conscience, hey, hey, good to
I
see
didn't know I was
you.
going to be called on this live. I had to go through on a week.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
How is London?
Very well. Thank you, Bob D, for being our mentor in this industry.
Big man dragged me to come to London next week.
So, yeah, no. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be there, but, I've supported him.
She was so helpful. Really helpful.
Ayeye is ever so supportive, and that is why on one occasion she dragged me to Dubai. She blackmailed me so much because for many years she had begged me to attend her events. I did it. I started feeling like a bad man.
Oh, you are not a bad man. No, you have been a mentor, a friend of everybody, all and sundry. You are, in fact, kudos to you, Bob D. I wish I could be like you someday. Because I always look up to you. I'll be like, how does he do it? Like, I've never seen anybody as friendly as Bob D.
Yeah.
Bob D is just so friendly. And there's one thing I've learned over the years, that there's this one phrase that, well, Bob D made me know the phrase, loud for a purpose. I think that's what, So ever since, like, I'll be like, you know what? If they call me loud, I'm loud for a purpose. If I have a purpose, I'll be loud. I'll be loud. So be seen everywhere, be heard. So those are the things that I learned from Bob D. And I'm so proud of all his achievements. And, everybody who is not Bob D's friend. Nobody. Oh, Milan.
It can also have its painful side. It can have the pressure on me. You don't want to imagine.
I know, but you're keeping it together. It's not showing.
It is not easy at all. If I open phones now, you will say, what? Every day, people see you because they see you with all the big people. That's one of the things I think we'll talk about next week is how to cope with the pain of success. Yes. I remember a Shoyinkian play where it's a pride as a price, too heavy for the wise. The excess of opulence is balanced. You know, if you look at what I go through on daily, I wake up, sometimes people call you as early as 5 a.m. and they expect you to solve a problem. And when you tell them you can't, then you become an enemy. I've suffered though. If you do 3 out of 5, you are still an enemy. They forget the 3 and remember the 2 that you did not do. Someone calls you in the morning and says, I have to pay my house rent, 500,000. And I'm like, I've been sleeping. I haven't made a kobo in my sleep. Where do you want me to get the 500 from? But I saw you with a few days ago. So when I was going, so they showed you that Tiku gave me a bag of dollars or what? That's another thing we must teach.
Yes, we have to discuss that during the conference. Yes.
Things without monetization of it.
Yeah.
All the people I have met, the secret is if I was going to them for money, they will run away from me.
That's true.
People don't do that aspect. Let people help you voluntarily. Never the rich man will block you. No matter how wealthy a man is, the moment stressing his life, that's it. So one of the things, if you can note it down, we must talk about.
Yes, definitely. Definitely, it's definitely one of those things because that's one of your strengths. Yeah.
Yes, living by goodwill. I call it goodwill.
Yes,
goodwill. Yes, you thought about all of that. You live by goodwill, and we're living by goodwill as well.
Goodwill.
So I'm gonna go now.
No problem.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. Omo Jesu ni mi. Dr. Stephen, have a very good event.
Thank you. And enjoy Nigeria as you get back home. Safe trip.
Thank you so much.
So guys, don't miss the Global Wealth Festival London. It's taking place this coming Saturday, 17th of September, 2022. Bob D is going to be there live and direct. He's even coming to London just for this event. And it's going to be a great time with him and several amazing speakers from Alexandra Musu to myself, Stephen Akintayo, to of course, we're going to be having Pastor Toby. We're going to be having Daniel Moses. We're going to be having Stella. Stella is the MD of FCMB here in London. We're having Sam Fongo, who is a top guy when it comes to auction, property auction. We're having Adetokunbo Adeboyega, top person in NHS. How do you grow your career in that sector? We're having a JAMA talking about mental health, and because you have to be mentally healthy if you're going to build wealth. Jazz Rose started his business with £3 and with about less than £10. And this last business, he sold it for £3 million, and since started another one. Emmanuel Asuko is a licensed wealth advisor here in the UK. Sam Onigbanjo. I mean, we just go on and on and on. Great speakers everywhere. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. conference. And then the dinner is from networking dinner is from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sheila will be there. Arole will be there. We'll have a live jazz band. So go to www.globalwealthfestival.com to sign up. And if you use the coupon code London, you get a 50% discount. You can go to Eventbrite or Cocoa Bar to get the tickets as well. So whichever platform you prefer, you can go and get a ticket. So if you're using the coupon code London tonight, you'll get 50% discount. That's if you're getting that tonight. So go right now, use that code. I want to really, really thank Bob D for agreeing to speak at this event, literally leaving Nigeria, coming down to share from his wealth of wisdom. Thank you for that. We're so grateful. I don't take it for granted. Thank you. Really, really grateful. I've been learning how to how to meet the owners of Nigeria since I've gotten to know Bob D.
I think I saw the daughter of one of the owners of Nigeria on this platform. I don't know if she's still there. Aisha Babangida joined us at the beginning. I saw her briefly.
Oh, okay. I mean, you've been introducing me to the owners of Nigeria small.
Oh, yes. So, before we go, I must say, especially for the benefit of the intellectuals, I see Uncle Bero, Adegbola, my brother from way back, a lot of Nigerians don't know their country. And the worst thing that can happen to someone is to live and grovel in ignorance. People just talk. Look, the way we abuse people on the internet, by now all our leaders should have died. If abuse is could kill, you won't need any bullet. You don't need to fire any bullet. So I tell them, so why don't we strategize? Why don't we plan? You want to lecture in 2023, you are not asking questions. I tell people, I ask myself, how can anybody win an election if you're only popular in your own area alone? In a country vast as diverse as Nigeria. So you don't need to abuse anybody. Politics is a game of number. You can't force anybody to vote for your candidate. You can persuade, you can talk to people. That's all. You must know your country very well. So the owners of Nigeria, I'm sure one day you meet them. I know if you write a letter to President Babangida that you want to visit him, he will welcome you.
I would love to meet him, but I started my political TV show, Big Talk with DSA, is airing every Wednesday, and season 2, I want to, interview Babangida, interview Chief Obasanjo, and a lot of these key people, because I'm a bridge builder. I'm one of the few privileged young people out there who God has blessed at a young age, and I could use my influence to bridge the gap. And I know that the extreme of our youth needs to also be balanced, and it takes a younger person who speaks their language to help them understand that you cannot create a great future by throwing away your past. If we're going to get into a great future, we still need the wisdom of the old. We still need to find out, even if it's that, okay, where did you guys miss it? What did you do wrong? Like some of the questions I want to ask those people is the same. Like, how do we prevent repeating the mistakes of the past? And I don't think we can move forward by just hating those who have gone and just throwing insult. I think you can support your candidates with grace, with decorum, with grace, with poise, with class, with dignity. And that's the way to move forward. I was still sharing this in the clubhouse yesterday when people were talking about this Queen Elizabeth death and what the monarchy, the whole colonialism. And I said, this is what my own problem with us as Africans. We're not strategic. Since the British left us, are we better off? Right? Are we better off? why are we not sitting down and looking at the real issues and how we can work on ourselves to start raising better leaders? See how loyal that woman was, even to her dying days to our country. Why can't we have that level of loyalty in Africa? How many African leaders, even the monarchs, are not as loyal as you can see, so there's a lot to learn, rather than just fighting and insulting and using vulgar words. I hope we learn. I hope we learn.
I hope so.
we learn.
Hope so. A lot of our friends have joined us. I'm seeing Deji Adeyanju Deji.
One and only Deji Adeyanju. How are you, Deji?
That's my troublesome bro. Troublesome. I'm seeing my good friend Hiani Imurele, one of my childhood friends in Ile-Ife in those days. We've come way, way back. Bros Beru Adebola, I'm here. I doff my hat to you. How are you? How is my sister? Nice to see you on Twitter Space. I want to take a few questions and comments. Nothing to do with global wealth as such now, if you don't mind.
No problem.
On 3 platforms simultaneously, so people are
kindly, some people are asking that we should pin the website. So I'm posting it now. If you can help me pin it from your end. Okay. Yes. But yes, let's take questions and
yes. So if people can, okay, let's come on Twitter Space. A few people have requested. Let's see if they are going to be talking about Mr. Adeogun. I want to ask the speaker, can you unmute Mr. Adeogun?
I've posted the link on Instagram. If you can help me pin it.
Okay.
Yes.
I've done so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pinned.
It has pinned, yes. Mr. Adeogun, unmute yourself, please.
Please unmute yourself on Twitter Space. He hasn't. So anyone who wants to contribute on Twitter, please, you can make a request. I've added Mr. Adeogun, but I don't know why his microphone is not unmuted. Mr. Adeogun, please.
I can hear you. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity given up to me. I'm so grateful.
Thank you,
sir. The problem is, I just want to buttress on the person that spoke last now. He was talking about the unity of Nigeria, and then the problem we are having is leadership. Everybody wants to go into politics to make money into their pockets, not in the interest of the people of Nigeria. And there's no way the same people are ruling us for the past 20, 30 years. And we want to achieve something. I just look at this thing and say, Nigeria is not a place whereby we can grow up and tell people that I'm in Nigeria. I'm not happy to say it sometimes. I look at one of our contestants, even with the old age, they still want to come and rule us. With that age, can they carry the national pressure for now? Can they carry the national pressure? And instead of them bringing youth to the table, let us all support the youth. No, they are all mortgaged Nigeria to be their own, and there's nothing we can do. I've been following you, sir, for years, and I've seen many things you've achieved. The way you talk to people, it does. I felt great.
Thank you, sir.
I felt great with it, but
thank you, sir.
No way we can achieve anything with this kind of government we are practicing. If that is the way they practice it in UK, in US, I think we'll be on the same shoes by now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let me just quickly respond that age, it's good to have young people in government. but it does not guarantee good government or good governance and accountability. That's one. Number two, even the system we practice today, as imperfect as it is, obviously, I can guarantee you that if you have a good leader, it will make the best of it. Leadership is about managing people and resources. It is not about how long you have been in politics. It's about managing people and resources. And if you've never managed a 1 million naira business successfully, and suddenly you find yourself managing 9 trillion budget, you probably run mental. That's the truth. That's the problem we're confronting in Nigeria. A lot of people who have never managed anything, suddenly, either through godfatherism or whatever you call it, they get power. They won't know. Look, there was someone, I won't mention his name, who got appointed into a parastatal, and this person called me. He said, you know, this place they have put me, I don't even know what to do there. I don't know what they are. And this is a very, very important parastatal in Nigeria. Big, massive. The man had no idea. So will you blame him if he fails? You blame those who appointed him. We had an ambassador at the time. God bless his soul. He was in his 80s. How will he discuss with a young man, a young leader, when the man in whose country is being posted is in his 40s and you are 80 something? How would you relate to the man? You can't blame the ambassador. Anybody they appoint now will take it. If it's you, you will take it. But who do you blame? The person who appointed him. That is the reality we face in our country. It is so difficult. People, look, leadership means nothing. In fact, in Nigeria, if they appoint me tomorrow into office, the next day, members of my church will call me that we have to come and do Thanksgiving. Why are you thanking God? Because you've been asked to come and serve. If it's about service, then why do you need to be happy? It is because when they appoint you, it's like saying, well, this is your own opportunity. In fact, people talk about the lucrative ministries in Nigeria. So, apart from leadership failure, you also have followership failure. The followers will come, people from my village will come and say, Bob D, look, don't bring that your nonsense, it is the turn of our village, everybody in this village must become rich, please, stop it. How can it be come to our turn and then you are now speaking grammar and you are a clean man? You are not, nobody's clean, so let us also chop our part of the national cake. That is the reality. Thank you so much for your comments and your intervention. So I'll go to Mr. Anima Shamu, I believe. Hello, Femeritus. Mr. Femeritus, my name is Dele Momodu. How are you, sir? If you can unmute. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? I'm not sure. Who else? Hello? ER North, I've added you. If you can unmute, please. Hello? Jafet Omonjua just now he has disappeared. I wanted him to speak. Yes. AR North. Can you unmute, please? Okay, let me go somewhere else then. Okay, Mr. Joseph. Can you unmute, please? Okay, let me go somewhere else then. Something is echoing then.
Yeah, I've reduced it.
ER North, how are you? It's gone. Yes, Joseph Unwenewo says, betrayal like you. Why are you not supporting Igbo man to be a Nigerian president as you vowed? I told Nigerians that Igbos are well qualified to run Nigeria. I did not tell you that an Igbo must become the president. There's a difference between the two. I will support an Igbo. I will support an Igbo man as president when AR noise. Can you please reduce? Can you please reduce AR noise? That noise is too much. Hello. So as I was saying, we talk a lot about where people come from. Politics cannot be about where you come from alone. I must be convinced about certain things. It does not mean that anybody you pick, as long as it's from an area. That's one of the bad sides of federal character in Nigeria. Federal character has ruined Nigeria a lot, where you find a stark illiterate because of quota system. They go and pick him from his village to come and manage a very sensitive and important parastatal, and he can't deliver. So I don't have anything against any Igbo man becoming president. If tomorrow an Igbo man becomes president and is a competent one, I'll be extremely glad. My friend, Dr. Stephen Akintayo, is obedient. I've never quarreled with him. Have we ever quarreled?
No. Not at all.
I am
and I'm not supporting Peter Obi because an Igbo man. I think we should drop all those ethnic sentiment, religious sentiment. Just support whoever you think is capable.
At the moment you start so the moment you start whipping up ethnic sentiments, then you cannot blame the Hausa Fulani if they also start saying that it's their own person who must be. You cannot stop the Yoruba. I know of a lot of Yoruba people who have called me, Dele, your mom is Yoruba. Why are you not supporting Tinubu? Tinubu is your friend. Yes, I love Tinubu. Everybody knows I love him. I've never attacked him in anything. But I'm not supporting him. We're not in the same party. It's a simple thing. If I want to support Tinubu, then it means I have to leave PDP. I just joined PDP the other day. They asked me before our election that if you lose, will you leave PDP? I said no. I said it before God and man. So how would I now go against what I said just a few months ago? People don't believe in principle in our country. I'm a principled man. I opened my eyes when I joined PDP. When I joined PDP, I met Peter Obi there. So now that Peter Obi has left PDP, so I should leave automatically because of Peter Obi at my age, a 62-year-old man. Don't I have common sense? And I've said this repeatedly. I say I have nothing against Peter, but this is my party. This is where I met him. If Peter had been the vice president to Atiku, so will he resign as VP? Will he not be in PDP today?
Chief, I am your follower. You have to be obedient to...
Yes, I am in PDP and I cannot do anti-party. I can't. That's just who I am. I would rather sit down at home and do nothing than do anti-party. I'm a man of principle. I joined the party to be president on the platform of that party. How can I go against the same party? I can't.
Chief, this thing has killed this country. This issue has killed this country.
Nothing has killed any country. It's a democracy. I've never said it doesn't have what it takes.
They made this country up. We are not supporting Peter Obi because he's from Igbo land. We are supporting him because we've seen so far that he can deliver. And he is choosing a credible partner as a vice. We need somebody like you to be behind him.
Trust me, I respect you. But the truth of the matter is that after supporting Buhari in 2015, I will never repeat the same mistake of saying only one man can do it until that man has done it. I won't. That was how we were saying, the only person who can save Nigeria from insecurity is a retired Major General. He came, insecurity got worse. Oh, the only man who can reduce the profligacy of our politicians and make sure that they stop wasting money. Now we have borrowed money under Buhari more than at any point in time in the history of Nigeria. We have more debt, we have more poverty, we have more insecurity, we have more profligacy. Politicians are reckless. and he's not able to do anything. We were told he was going to sell off some of our presidential jets. In fact, we acquired more. So I am not going to worship any man. There is no guarantee. If a man can sign an agreement with the people of Nigeria and say, if I get there within so, give us his list of deliverables, and that he will agree to be fired, and the Nigerian Bar Association and the judges and everybody, they sign to give us guarantees, then maybe I will consider. But before then, no. There is nobody in that race today who is a saint. They were either in APC or PDP at different times. But Tinubu and Atiku were in the same party at a time. Peter Obi and Atiku ran together just 3 years ago. So you cannot tell me that because a man has suddenly left PDP, that person has become a saint. I have my questions that I would like to ask. So it's not automatic. I'm too old now to be experimenting. I've entered retirement age. You understand? I have nothing against Peter Obi, who is my neighbor not too far from here. And I love him. He's a good man. I love his wife, good family. But this is about Nigeria. So there are no guarantees. None of them can guarantee good governance until they get power. People get power and they change. People get power and they see that they are helpless. Nigeria is a mafia nation. There are too many fundamentals. So sometimes the person you don't even expect to perform might surprise you. I remember when Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN, was becoming governor of Lagos. A lot of us were skeptical. Nobody knows him. He's a very quiet man. But the man came there and he quietly changed Lagos. He was methodical. He was clinical in approach. He was mathematical. So you can tell me that, yes, you hope that Peter Obi will perform better, but you cannot give me any guarantee that he will be the solution to the problem. He might even get there, and then the enemies of Nigeria will start firing. If you look at Buhari today, he looks so helpless. We all thought he was going to come, and he would just chase away all the fraudsters and corrupt people in Nigeria. It never happened. And until he leaves power and maybe he writes his memoirs, we might not know what happened. We might not know what went wrong.
Yes. It is. Chief, I have to go. Let me just drop my own final comments.
You are the one who creates wealth. Me, I just want to publisher. That's you are the one building houses all over the world. Me.
No, not at all. Let me just drop my final comment as I jump into another meeting. Mine is just that I want to appeal to those of us who are obedient. I strongly believe we'll win this election. However, we should do it with decency and mutual respect for everyone. People are free not to vote for Peter Obi. Those of us who are convinced to vote for Peter Obi, let's go ahead and do that. But we need to respect other people's opinion, their right to choose. And I've always said this, there's no politician worth killing yourself for. Right? There's none. I will not forget, I didn't support Buhari. I knew how people were insulting us on social media when I said, don't vote Buhari. At the end of the day, those who supported Buhari lost more. I mean, I even did well in Buhari's government. So the reality is you can't kill yourself for any politician. Support who you want to support. In a respectful manner, but you don't need to attack somebody else who don't support your opinion. We don't need to lose relationship that we will need after 2023. It's not needed. It's not needed. So let's respect each other and let's build our own personal wealth. That's my own gospel. That's my own party. Party of wealth creation. See you in London, Bob D. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for the honor.
I'm looking forward to
it. Yes, sir. See you in London. Good night, sir.